Good evening, Alison.
Good evening.
Oh, do you know what? We haven't got our names showing there, have we? I think that's me over-clicking a button. Let me see. There it is. I thought earlier, what's that new button they've put on? And I clicked it. Well, that's what that new button was. It took our names off. My apologies. Oh dear. Good evening, Alison. Thank you for joining us from Rutland. It switches between Peterborough and Grantham, and I only know that because I just asked. My geography is terrible, I have to say. Good evening. Let's have a see. I've got good evening, Brenda, Anita. Hi, Anita. Pamela, Carol. I say hi, Anita, because Anita and I were at my daughter and her son's wedding at the weekend. So good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Other people that are there, let's see, we've got another comment there. Yeah, you see, Pamela, how did the wedding go? It was amazing. Pamela, amazing. We had a great time, didn't we, Anita? Absolutely fabulous. There's some fabulous photographs. Thank you for asking. It was just so nice to have so many people together as well. You know, it's been so strange, hasn't it, when you sort of got out of the habit of mixing with people. It was really nice to be able to mix with everyone again. And how are you doing, Alison? What news do you have for us?
I'm doing okay. Thank you very much for asking. My news is my little puppy. I got a new puppy about a month ago, and he's a little miniature Dachshund called Wilbur. And he's just into everything. And he moves at about 1 million miles an hour. And we're constantly chasing slippers and bits of things he's found that he necessarily shouldn't have. So it's all good fun here. It's like
yes. I remember it well. When the children were small, we ended up with a puppy dachshund, a little orange one, and she was so tiny and so cute, just like a tiny guinea pig when we got her. Good evening, Tracy. And she caused the most destruction in the house I have ever known that a small dog could do. And the worst thing was she decided, when we were out one day, we used to put the kids' chocolate advent calendars on the back of the kitchen doors every morning, depending on your height. If you were smallish, you had it lower level and middle and high. And she decided to eat all the chocolates out of the advent calendars. We got home and she was in a terrible state because, of course, chocolate is poisonous to dogs. And so we got her to the vet, and the vet said, we'll keep her overnight. It's touch and go. She's eaten a lot of chocolate. Anyway, she did survive it, being a little tinker she was. And he said to me the next day, it's lucky we're halfway through December and she'd only could eat from the 18th onwards.
Wow.
Otherwise, she would have been in dire straits. So, and that was kind of the minor things she did, I tell you. Honestly, you've never seen anything like what this lovely little cute look she used to give you, like butter won't melt. Oh dear. And I did tell you, Alison, didn't I? I love the name Wilbur. My first raggy doll was called Wilbur. Only because it said it on the label, you know. I weren't very inventive in them days. It was called Wilbur, but I like that.
Nice name.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing that. That's lovely. I think we'll crack on because I know everybody's wanting to get a lovely message off you. And so I'll ask you if you wouldn't mind doing the opening prayer for us, please.
Of course I will, Sarah.
Thank you.
If you don't like to join together in the quiet, in your own little personal space. And so we just send our thoughts out to Spirit, to the Great Spirit, the oneness that is all, joining us together with hearts and minds, and joining with our loved ones in spirit as they step forward this evening to share their love and their light and their laughter and their memories, their support and their encouragement. And we know that they walk with us each and every day, and we are never on our own. We're never alone, even though sometimes we may feel that way. We always know that Spirit are beside us, cheering us on, and just wanting the very best for us in our lives. And so we ask that Spirit share their wisdom and their love this evening. Amen.
Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Do you know, we do say, we just, you kind of reel that off the tongue, you know. And it was something somebody said to me a while ago, and they said, do you actually listen to the Lord's Prayer as you're saying it? And I thought, do you know, I don't know. You know, when you don't, because you're so used to saying it, even from being small at school. And I actually started to listen to what I was saying, which slowed the whole thing down and made it resonate. And I thought, wow, I didn't even realise that I was just doing it, not robot style, but you see what I mean? And so, the words had much more meaning. The trouble with that is I then start overthinking it, lose where I am. You know, instead of just reeling it off, I lose where I'm at and I have to really concentrate, which I suppose is what I should be doing anyway. It's certainly ain't for the will of trying, I can tell you. Oh dear. Let's see. So I think next thing on our agenda, moving swiftly on, is the healing candles. I would like to send healing this evening, if I may, to all the animal kingdom and everybody up and down and over the world that requires healing, but especially to our Reverend Wayne Smith, to Sue Ludden, to Sally Parker, to Hazel's mum and Diane Thomas. Is there anybody you'd like to add, Alison?
Can I please add the Burrett family?
Of course.
Who are kind of dealing with the passing of their mum and wife. So very good friends of ours.
Yeah, God bless them. That's awful. If anybody would like anybody adding to the healing, please put your comment in there in the comments box. So, and of course, we shall add the healing. And good evening, Jan. Don't worry, you're not that late. Oh, my brother Tony, of course, Pamela, absolutely. Oh, bless you, bless you. Oh dear, I don't know.
Can I also add my son as well, who broke his shoulder the day before his birthday?
Oh wow, gosh, how did he do that?
How did he do? Playing rugby.
Wow.
Playing rugby. Yeah.
Gosh. Well, yes, healing sent to everyone, of course, absolutely. And now, because I've clicked back into the comments, I'm just going to make sure I don't end the broadcast and click back to where the healing candles are. I am good at multitasking normally. I just get a bit panicky that I'm going to click the wrong button on here. I shall go into the healing prayer. Great Spirit, Father, Mother God, here we bring upon you all those listed in our absent healing books, that it may please thee to heal them, be they sick in mind, body or spirit, both those we know, those we don't know, and those who have no one to ask for them. We ask for them now. Amen. I love the candles. I did borrow them off Nick Brown and I've never given them back, if you know what I mean. I just really like them so much. I'm sure he don't mind. Oh dear. Those of you who know, oh yeah, I do too, Tracy. Those of you who know and join our services a lot, I usually try now, and I have done for some time, to match up, maybe the wrong word, to link together a sort of a theme, so the whole service can go around a theme that links together. And I usually ask the angels to help me with that one. This week they decided to give me reflections, hence the photograph behind me in the background there for Alison, which is reflections in the lake. However, they did mean self-reflection and self-truth, but I just thought that photograph was so beautiful, we had to have that in. So I've got a little poem and a Bible read and just a few words to read for you before Alison does a do. And it's called, it doesn't rhyme, it's got great meaning. Do you know what, Alison? It was only about a year ago that I had the revelation that not all poems rhyme. I didn't know. I didn't know that, honestly.
Wow.
I always thought they had to write. I don't know where I've been, but still, at least I dare admit it. So this is called Self-Truth. Broken hearts and wounded lives, many wandering aimlessly, not knowing what they're looking for, searching elsewhere for something deep within, hidden lies, hidden honesty, for truth is what will set you free. Many lives lived by selfish perceptions instead of humbled, deep affections. But prayer alone can cause reflections, a passage into the deep soul. If you think that others you fool, know that the only one lying and believing it all is you. And I thought, I will go on to that in a minute with something else, but it just sort of resonated with me. And I have a Bible reading, which is chapter 6 in Galatians, verse 4. Everyone should test their own actions. Then they can take pride in themselves alone without comparing themselves to someone else. And yeah, amazing things happen when you get honest with yourself and start doing what you love, what makes you happy. You stop wishing for the weekend. You stop merely looking forward to special events. You begin to live in each moment and you start feeling like a human being. You just ride the wave that is life with this feeling of contentment and joy. You move fluidly, steadily, calm and graceful. A veil is lifted and a whole new perception is born. And I think quite often we can look to other people and say, oh, they're doing this and they've done that. Sometimes I think we really need to look at ourselves, especially if things around you are going wrong. Perhaps think, what am I in myself? Am I happy with myself? Because I have had days myself, where I've said to me, I don't like myself today. The way I'm behaving and the way I'm acting. So if I don't like myself, how can I expect anybody else to like me? And so I do sort of reflect on myself and see how I am behaving and try to give out what I'd like to receive, basically. I think that's probably the best way to say it. I'm still learning with the philosophy, but I do enjoy it. So I'm going to just change that banner to that banner. So if you notice your name is not showing up and says Facebook user, please give StreamYard permission to show your name at streamyard.com/Facebook. And then hopefully you won't come up as Facebook user. I do think it's been something to do with the GDPR, the General Data Protection ruling now, that they have to get your permission for everything, don't they? I'll take that back off. There's somebody commented there. A message for us all. That's absolutely right, Pamela. Thank you. And you're very, very welcome. Very welcome. I'm going to leave you in the lovely, capable hands of Alison. Where's Puppy, by the way? Where is Wilbur this evening?
Wilbur is having a little snooze in his little house. We're crate training him, so it's just kind of in there when he's sleepy. So he can't get up to things when I'm not around to keep an eye on him.
I understand. So if we see you start tapping down near your feet, we know he's coming to see you. Right, Alison? I will let you connect with Spirit and give out your lovely messages, because I know you will. I am backstage listening. If you need me, you can just shout. I will come straight back on. And have fun and enjoy, everyone. See you soon.
Thank you, Sarah. Good evening, everybody. Hope everyone's well. Been a lovely day where I am. I hope it has where you are. We've had lots of lovely sunshine and it's been quite warm, but there's been a nice breeze as well, so it's not been too overpoweringly hot. So I don't know if any of you have seen me work before, but I'll just explain quickly how Spirit work with me, because they work differently with every medium. And Spirit work predominantly in a clairsentient way for myself. So basically they make me feel different to how I normally feel. So I'll feel like I'm a different height or a different build. I'll feel like my hair's different, like I'm wearing different clothes, that kind of thing. And they'll also give me physical sensations of symptoms or things that the spirit person will have experienced when they were here on Earth. So I'll quite often say, I'm feeling like this. And that will be something that you will recognize as your loved one having either shared or you were aware of them going through that kind of issue. I do see pets quite often as well. So we sometimes get pets that want to come along and be remembered to us also. And sometimes spirit will want to give a little gift as well. So I work with whatever it is that they want to share with you. Okay, so as I was sitting there, kind of waiting for the service to start, actually, I became very aware of my lower legs, and it was feeling very much like there was quite a lot of kind of achiness going through them, and it felt like there was a little bit of swelling going on there as well. And it felt very much, I was getting the sensation that I had lost the use of my lower legs. And I know that I'm linking with a lady here, actually. And I do feel that I'm obviously sitting in a chair anyway, where I am today. But I was getting the feeling very much that this lady in spirit that I'm linking with was actually wheelchair bound, and that she was unable to use her legs. I'm feeling quite, I would say I'm feeling like I would be in my mid-60s with this lady as well, as she's presenting herself to me. And I know that I would be a slightly bigger build than myself, and her hair would be lighter in colour than mine, and quite a bit shorter as well. And I'm also knowing that I'm wearing glasses with this lady, because she's put glasses on me and I can just feel them. And I feel they would be quite medium-sized frame, but I feel they would be like gold rims, gold coloured, on the arms of the glasses and around the frame of the lens. And as I'm sitting here and blending with this lovely lady's energy, she's just making me feel very much that she's wanting to connect with a gentleman here, or someone who knows the gentleman that she's wanting to connect with. And although she's not giving me a name at all, I do feel she's wanting to connect with someone who has the name Simon, or Simons. I'm not sure whether that would be a first name or a last name, but I'm just kind of being given that name, Simon or Simons, and I know that it's who this lady is trying to get a message to. She's also wanting to as I'm working with her, she's making me feel, I know I've mentioned her legs, but she's also making me feel very much that the top half of her body was affected too, and she's giving me quite a lot of difficulty with breathing, and I'm being given like cystic fibrosis as well. So this was a lady who was really not very well at all. Having said that, she's got a very lively disposition, and she's a very cheerful nature to her. And she's just, bless her, she's just given me, I can't knit at all. I'm not a very handicrafty person. But I know that this lady's giving me knitting needles. And so I know that I'm knitting. Okay, Carol, thank you. What can you understand with this lady? Do you understand everything that's been said so far? Because I know that I'm knitting with her, and I feel like I'm knitting backwards. So whether she would be left-handed or not, I'm not sure. But I'm definitely, I know I'm knitting with this lady. Okay. And she's also making me, all right, okay. Everything but age. All right, she didn't knit. Okay, Simon's her brother. Okay. I'm not asking this as a question to get. I feel that there's knitting is important. So have you been doing some knitting? Have you been doing some knitting, Carol, or someone around you? Because she's just very much making me aware of knitting going on. Okay. And Simon's her brother. Thank you very much, because I do feel that it's a message that she wants to get to Simon, and she's very much just wanting to let him know, one, that she's okay. Okay, thank you. If I misinterpreted that, the hand movement, I apologise there. But what I feel she's wanting to say or put across for Simon is she's wanting to take away some of his concerns. She's wanting to give him a sense of reassurance. And it's almost like, although I don't feel she could use her arms very easily, she's just giving me the sense that she would want to put her arms around him in a comforting kind of way, and just let just let him know that things will be okay, all right, and that she is very much aware. All right, she's very much aware of the situation at the moment. I'm not aware because Spirit don't tell me, but I know that this lovely lady is wanting to just say that she's very aware of what's going on for Simon, and basically she's just wanting to put her arms around him and very much reassure him. Okay, lovely, thank you. I'm sorry to hear that Simon's struggling, but thank you for understanding this. She's saying that it's really, really important, and that it's important that he gets the support that he is in, not just in need of, but that he is entitled to as well. So I hope that makes sense for you. I know that there are people wanting to support him, both here on the earth plane and in spirit. But it feels like there is some other kind of support that he can also access, whether or not he's aware of it or wanting to at this point in time. But this lovely lady is just making it feel that it's very important that he does get the right support. Okay. A very, very strong lady. Very strong in character, and very, as I said earlier, very jovial and loving, very loving. But I also get a very serious side with her as well. And the serious side would be very much in a way to get things done. All right. I feel that she could be quite pushy in some ways to get things moving and to get things done, and whether it would be for herself or other people. And so I know that she's wanting to give her support in this way as well, because she's just letting me know that from Spirit side, she's doing her best to make sure that what needs to be done is going to get done. So I hope that you understand that aspect of the message as well. All right, brilliant. Thank you very much. Lots of love from this lady, both for you and obviously for Simon as well. So if you can just pass that message on. Yep, she's absolutely fine. In fact, she's still saying she's as happy as she ever was. Okay, and yeah, so she doesn't want people worrying about her. Okay, because she's saying there's no need for that. But she just wants it was just really important just to let Simon know that she's got his back, basically. And yeah, well, what's been said already. All right. That's her photo on my name. Oh, lovely. Thank you. Oh, all right. Thank you very, very much, Carol. Okay. I'll just see who else wants to come forward and connect with me. Beautiful lady, Carol. Okay, I'm being made aware of a gentleman, and as this man kind of builds up his energy, if you like, he's making me feel like I need to be sitting up much straighter, much taller, because I know that I'm with quite a tall man here. I'm not very good at getting heights, but I know that he would be a tall man. And he's making me feel like his hair would be a really kind of silvery grey and looking quite distinguished, actually. And although he's not wearing a tie as I'm sensing him at the moment, I know he would be a gentleman who would be quite comfortable wearing a shirt and a tie. But at the moment, he's dressed quite casually for him, and I say him because it's still quite smart. But he's got like an open neck shirt with a collar, but he's got a jumper on top of the shirt as well, and he's wearing slacks rather than jeans, so kind of quite casual, smart trousers rather than jeans. And I don't feel the man would ever have worn jeans or trainers. He just wasn't that kind of man. But what he's making me aware of is, first of all, he's making my cheeks feel like they're a little bit flushed, and I'm getting a lot of energy around the head. So when Spirit give me that kind of sensation, and this is around the back of the head, it's making me feel that there was an issue kind of with his head in regards to his passing. And I do feel he may actually have had a knock to the bang of the head, and that would have been contributory to how the gentleman went to spirit. I'm not saying he went to spirit like that with a bang on the head, but I do feel that was contributory in some way. And shortly after that, he passed. He's making me also feel that his voice would be quite distinctive. So I'm not sure whether that would be because of an accent, or whether it would have been because of an accent that he had, or because of just how he spoke. How can I explain? I feel that he would have enunciated his words really quite clearly. Okay, right. So it looks like there's 2 or 3 of you who can potentially understand this gentleman. As I'm sensing him, I'm getting him in his 70s, mid to late 70s, I'm told, when he passed. And I know that, well, I would imagine the majority of you are up in Bridlington area, North Yorkshire. But I do feel this gentleman may even have been a little bit further north than Bridlington. And he's telling me North York Moors, actually. Okay. And I know that's a wide area, but that's where he's making me feel that he may have been. Where's he going? I do feel also that and Canada as well, bless you. I do feel that's a long way away, isn't it, from Yorkshire? I do feel that that this particular gentleman went to spirit, and after a short illness as well. Okay, and the feeling that he's giving me with that is that there was some infection, and I feel it went to his lungs, and that's what he actually passed off. But I do feel there was an issue with his head as well. So I don't know whether that's narrowed it down a little bit. Okay. I'm just trying to have a look and see who this may be with. Okay, so not for yourself. Okay, Pamela. He's a very generally a very happy gentleman, and I do feel he had quite a strict upbringing himself. Not lungs but heart. I'm not being made aware of any names at the moment. If I am, I will obviously share them with you. But he's just making me feel he was quite. It could look quite stern, but he actually wasn't. But that was just how he carried himself, and I feel it was a bit like very, very soft and very loving, very caring. And he's telling me, okay, all right. He's telling me that he loved seeing his grandchildren, and that he's still watching his grandchildren growing up, and he's taking a great interest in what's going on with the family still. And I don't know, but he's just made me aware that within the family there has been a move recently. So someone has moved house recently, and he's aware of that, and just wanting to say that it's been a good move, but it took its time in coming and getting everything signed and sealed, as it were. Okay. He's saying, oh, that was a real pain, wasn't it? It was like, yes, we're moving. No, we're not. Yes, we're moving. No, we're not. And it was just very doing and praying, and no one really knowing what was going on until the very last minute. It was one of those situations. I also know the gentleman is telling me that he's aware that there is a lady who speaks with him every evening, looks at his photograph, places a kiss on the photograph frame that he's in, or on the picture rather, and says night. So I know that he's aware that there's very much that physical action of kind of togetherness that is still going on. All right. He's becoming a little bit wistful, actually. All right, thank you, Carol. Okay. He's becoming a little bit wistful, really, at the moment. And by wistful, I mean, it's like, he wishes there's something that could have been different. I'm not quite sure what it was, but it gives me the feeling that if something could have been different, that's what he would have wanted. He would have wanted something to be different. And I'll try and get him to expand a little bit more on this. Okay, I feel it was more of a situation around him and around his close family that he wishes could have been different. And he's also saying, but life is what it is sometimes. And so it was accepting. It's just like, if things could have been different, that would have been lovely. But he knew very well that they weren't, and that they couldn't as well. All right. I don't know why, but he wants to give someone a hot chocolate. He's saying that's their favorite drink, and it's something that they would have shared together at the table. A hot chocolate on a cold evening. Like, shall we have a hot chocolate? Yes, but it wouldn't be an instant hot chocolate. It would be one that would be made on the stove. Like, you'd grate the chocolate in and mix it with the milk and make it the proper old-fashioned way. And he's just saying that, or a cup of cocoa even. He's correcting me and saying a cup of cocoa, not hot chocolate. It was a cup of cocoa. All right. And you'd both, him and that would sit there and, just have these lovely, comforting hot cups of cocoa. All right. Thank you. Okay. Okay. And I know I'm wearing a locket, but the gentleman... Oh, okay. Thank you, Tracy. The other thing that he's just sharing with me is he's aware of a locket that is just in a cabinet, in a bedside drawer or somewhere that's not being used. And he's not saying it needs to be used. He's just saying that he's aware of this heart-shaped locket. All right. And okay. So can Tracy or Carol understand the locket as well? Because that's where we need to be. It's a bit difficult with you don't understand the locket. Do you understand the locket, Tracy? All right, perfect. Then in that case, the message is for Tracy, Carol. Sorry about that, but I asked for something to kind of confirm where he wants to be, and he gave me the locket. Okay, so in that case, then the message is for Tracy. I know you said that you didn't understand the bang on the head with him. Would you understand someone that he would have known that's had a bang to the head recently? Thank you, Carol. That's very kind of you. Because that's what he came in on, and he just made me aware of his head very much. If not, don't worry about it, because sometimes it may be for a little further on along in the evening. So I'll leave this man's love with you and with the family, with the whole family actually. And thank you very much for working with me. I'm just going to have a sip of coffee. All right. All right, I'll make another connection with another spirit now. Okay. All right, perfect. Thank you, Jane. Thank you. All right. Okay. I have a lady who's connecting with us at the moment, but the first thing that made me aware of her was music, and it was oh gosh, I don't know, it was some kind of classical music. I don't know the classics, so you'll have to forgive me. But I know there was violins in it, and it was quite light music. And she came in on the vibration with that music. And I do feel this was quite a musical lady. All right. She's making me feel very much that she, I know my hair's quite long and it's obviously brown. And I feel this lady's hair was quite similar to mine, but it was, yeah, mine's a bit messy and hers wasn't messy. Okay. So, very nice hair this lady had. And I do feel she would have had a fringe as well. Not all the time, but sometimes she'd cut in a little fringe, and sometimes she'd put her hair up at the sides in clips as well, like that, because she just made me aware of that. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. Bless her. Oh. She's giving me feelings within her heart. All right. So I know that her heart, there was something not quite right with her heart. And I'm feeling it as being kind of in and out and in and out. Not quite palpitations, but just something deeper than it being palpitations. And she's also making me feel a little bit lightheaded. So I feel it was a whole kind of circulatory thing that was going on for her, because she's making me feel really quite light. I mean, if you've ever experienced fainting, you know how you get that slight fuzzy feeling, or just before you go under an anaesthetic. She's giving me that kind of sensation. So I feel very much that this would be how this lady experienced her passing. She was kind of in and out and in and out, and then she kind of drifted away. But I know she was under no, not in any discomfort or any pain or anything like that. So at the time, she didn't suffer. Okay. She's also making me aware that for most of her life she was really fit as a fiddle. And when she came to pass, it was like a complete shock to everybody. I don't feel she was a particularly elderly lady. I'm sensing her maybe late 60s, but I do feel she went quite quickly, and that's why it was such a shock. She's showing me mountains, okay, and I feel this would be a place where she would have enjoyed to go on holiday. And I'm being, my instinct says Italy, and I've never been to Italy, but it feels the mountains have got a feel of Italy about them. And okay, my geography is abysmal, but I've just heard the Pyrenees. Okay, so this was a lady who liked going somewhere near the Pyrenees, wherever they are. I think they're in France, but I think they're also in other countries as well. But I feel very strongly there's a link with Italy for this lady. How she's making me feel like I'm dressed. I feel like I've got a t-shirt on, like a pastel-coloured t-shirt. I do have quite a long gold necklace. I don't think there's anything on it. It's more like a chain of a necklace. And she is wearing shorts. She's actually wearing shorts. So this lady enjoyed being out in the sunshine and spending time out, enjoying the sun and the nice weather. She was much more a summer lady than a winter lady. Although the mountains are showing snow as well. All right, between France and Spain, Pyrenees. So nothing at all to do with Italy. Excellent. Like I say, my geography is abysmal. But that's what she was showing me anyway. Can I get some more? Her energy is kind of giving me little things in dribs and drabs rather than being like a fluid communication. So I'm just going to help and encourage her to step forward a little bit and establish a stronger link with her. Sometimes spirit needs a little bit of encouragement to come forward. She's making me aware of her voice as well. All right. And I similar, well, not similar to the gentleman, but I feel her voice was a little bit gravelly, not in a really gruff way, but I feel it had a kind of a lovely deep quality about it. Not in a manly kind of way, but just like a really strong kind of solid voice, really nice voice. Ooh. She's showing me, I'm sorry if this is seeming really bitty, this one. She's now taking me to a fairground, and you know those, what are they called? The horses. Carousels, that's it. She's showing me on one of those old-fashioned carousels going on, and being on the big horses there that go up and down, and you sit on them and they go up and down. So somebody, whoever, would have a memory of either this lady riding one of those, or in fact riding one with this lady. And this would be going back quite a long years, quite a lot of years. She's making me mix my words up, so sometimes spirit will do that if that was something that they did as well. So maybe you would understand this lady having difficulty getting her words out as well. I'm not sure anyone's actually understanding this lady. Okay. She's just given me the name Brian, and I feel it would be spelt with a Y rather than an I. Bryan. Is this making sense for anybody? It's a bit difficult because I can't kind of see anybody to oh blimey, they're all here for you, Carol. All right, so you understand this lady, and it's a different lady to who I worked with before, yeah? So same lady, okay. She's presenting herself very, very differently this time. Okay. I'm just going to check in and find out what's if I've got this correctly. She just mentioned birthday, and I'm just wondering, is it your birthday, or has it been your birthday recently, Carol, for so many, bless you, or with so many people coming forward for you this evening? Yeah, she's present. Right. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. Because she just showed me loads of balloons and said it's a birthday. Okay. All right. In that case, if no one else understands it, it must be for you. Right. Okay. All right. Gosh. She's making me feel quite breathless as well. Okay. But I feel the breathlessness isn't necessarily to do with her condition. It's more of frustration. It's more, I need to, you know, when you get really quite head up about something and you need to speak and get your words out, but you start having a little bit of a breathing, your words get caught up. It's feeling very much like that. So she's trying her best to get something across, and I'm obviously missing it. Okay, all right. What I'm going to do, or what I am doing, Carol, is I'm just asking her for her energy just to slow down and to calm down, to calm down a little bit. All right. That's a little bit better. And you understand the music with her, because that's the first thing she came in with on the music. So I feel music was really important to her. And she's starting to give me a feeling of elegance almost. It's like, right, okay, all right. Yeah, she's making me feel she could be quite elegant in her own way. And her energy now it's slowed down a little bit and it's calmed down a little bit. It feels very, very flowy, very fluid, very very elegant. Okay. Okay. And I feel what she's doing now is just showing this is how she is, how she is in the spirit world. She has that fluidity. She has that kind of flowy movement going on with her, and she has that elegance with her, and she's still very much listening to the music. Thank you. That's some nice confirmation. Thank you. Okay, I will just try and ask. I'll just try and ask what it is that she wants to say this time. At the moment for you. All right, and very random. I don't know whether you've been doing cooking some cookies, but she's just showed me a tray of homemade biscuits, and she says they look really lovely, and she would love them. All right, so I hope you understand the cookies, and if not you, then someone around has been baking a tray of cookies recently, because she's seen them. She says they look absolutely lovely, and she would love to share them with you. All right. Thank you. All right. I'm just going to I'm just thanking the lovely lady for coming forward, and just going to invite somebody else to give a message with someone else here, if that's okay. All right. Yes. Yeah. Oh, okay. I've got a man here, and he's quite a character by all accounts. He's kind of just waltzed in, and he's taken his cap off and he's hung his cap up, and he's quite a countryman, this guy, and he's dressed in what I would describe as gentleman's country clothing. You know, he's got like the heavy checked shirt on, not the lumberjacky type, but the soft brush cotton type, with the tight kind of squares on it, and a collar, and yeah, he is wearing jeans with it. Excuse me. But what he's doing, he's saying it's Bill. All right. So he's just coming and I'm clearly hearing the name Bill with this man. He's also, I know that he would have smoked, and I feel he would have varied actually between a cigarette and a pipe, because he's showing me them both. He's showing me the rolled up tobacco, as in like to go in cigarettes, but he's also showing me a pipe as well. All right, and I mean, joking apart, and I wouldn't joke about this, so bad terminology there, my bad. But I feel this is part of his humour as well. He's saying, well, it blooming got me, didn't it? So and it's given me a feeling within the chest, and I can just feel like lungs being really gunky. So I do actually feel that this gentleman passed with lung cancer, although he's giving me it in a very nice kind of light way. But that was his nature. He was like, oh, well, it got me. But he was never one to go to the doctors. He was very much his own man. He would very much live life the way he wanted to live it. And as I've said before, I do feel he was out in the countryside. I do want to say he works within agriculture or farming in some way, because he's just giving me that feeling. Bless him. But very down to earth, and I would say a typical Yorkshireman, actually. Right, lass, he's just said, right, lass. So he would use that terminology as well. And he's saying somebody's got to get a move on. All right. I don't know who I need to be connecting with here at the moment, but he's saying someone needs to get a move on, else they'll miss the boat, or they'll miss boat, as he's saying it. So he did have quite a Yorkshire dialect as well. Oh gosh, quite an average build, not tall, not short, not big, not small, just an average sized man. But his personality was absolutely huge, absolutely huge. And I know he was very, very well loved. And he's showing me when at his funeral, the church was packed. So I know he had a church funeral, and I do feel he was buried afterwards. And just the church was packed, he was saying. So a very well respected man within his community as well. Lots and lots of people came to pay their tributes. And I'm feeling we're going back about 10 years with this. And I feel the man would have been late 70s. I'm getting around about 78, 79, maybe early 80s, but he's giving me late 70s. But I feel he looked quite young for his age as well. Okay, he's all right. Oh, he would just use so many kind of colloquialisms and funny phrases, and I feel he kind of played on the Yorkshire dialect a little bit as well. Yeah, I'm asking him who he needs to be connecting with, and I'm just going to scroll back and see if any of the names kind of jump out to him. Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, gosh, what's that? Pamela, can you understand this? Can you understand this gentleman, Pamela? I'm just feeling very drawn to work with yourself, with this man. And, you know, he's got a real sense of humour. Okay, all right, you understand the cancer, but not the farming. He's got a real sense of humour, because he just said, well, if they don't want to speak to me, then I'm off. But he's still here. But it's that kind of humour that he would have. You're from Yorkshire, okay? Do you understand the name Bill as well? Because he came in saying, I'm Bill, I'm Bill. Bill short for William, I guess, as well. And okay. I'm sensing him on the left-hand side, which ordinarily would be the excuse me, paternal side, so dad's side of the family. And I want to do a bit of a sidestep from there. Okay, all right. Okay. Usually when I get a name from spirit, it's not that spirit person's name themselves, but he was quite clear saying, it's Bill, it's Bill. So whether it was saying he was Bill or there is a Bill, I'm not sure, but I was just getting, it's Bill, it's Bill. Okay, it could be an uncle. It feels like a sidestep. So uncle fits right with how his energy is feeling for me. All right. I'm just going to ask him something kind of present day for yourself, Pamela. And he's talking straight away. He's talking about some learning that you've got going on. Okay. That had lung cancer and smoked cigs and a pint. Okay. Yeah, he's talking about there being some learning going on for you. All right, brilliant. I definitely am with you. It did feel that the energy was going there. Okay, because he's saying, well done and keep at it. Because he's giving me the feeling that you're finding it quite hard work and about to kind of knock it on the head. All right, or you've thought about knocking it on the head more than once. He's saying, but he's saying stick with it. All right, because he wasn't someone who would, if he started something, he would finish it, whether he wanted to do it or not. He wouldn't back down from a challenge. He wouldn't just cut his nose off to spite his face, as he would probably say. So he's just saying, yeah, keep on with it. And he's saying the feeling that you'll get when you've completed it and you've achieved what you've set out to do. Brilliant. Okay. Because that's exactly what he's saying. He's saying it will pay you dividends. The hard work and the annoyance that it gives you, you'll forget all about that when you've done it. And you're like, yes, and it will just open up so much for you. And this gentleman was all about expanding. And I feel he was quite an entrepreneurial as well himself, in that he would find ways around doing things. If someone said to him, oh, you can't do that, he'd say, blooming well can. He probably wouldn't have used blooming, he'd have used a more explicit word. But basically saying, if anyone ever says you can't, you know very well that you can. And it's just saying, think about what it will open up for you. And so I know that you've got, oh, bless you. I know that you've got this lovely gentleman's energy with you and supporting you in whatever endeavors you're doing, particularly in this aspect. And he's saying you will achieve it. And all right. Okay, this is quite interesting. Would you understand also that there was a bit of an issue before you started the course, whether that was someone else trying to talk you out of it, or there was difficulties in getting on the course itself? I'm not sure, but he's just saying you got over the first hurdle, so don't let other hurdles put you off. Okay. And oh right, okay. He was a real Yorkshireman, wasn't he? It's like it's just put down a meal in front of me, and it literally is like meat and 2 veg, and it's like a big lump of lamb, and with roasties and cabbage, and and roasted cabbage, and I don't know, some other vegetable, carrots, but he's just, yeah. Okay, lovely. Yeah, he's just saying, well, I'm getting stuck into this up here, so he's still enjoying his food. And so I know he had a great appetite when he was here, but a very traditional foodie kind of man. I don't think he was into fancy food, as he would call it. I don't feel he'd go out for an Indian, let's say. It was very much English traditional food, yeah, but lots of it. He's saying, oh, I love me food. I love me food. And he never put any weight on, I don't feel. It was one of those annoying people who could just eat what they want and they just kind of stayed the same. Yeah, but yeah, lovely man to work with. And he had a real hearty laugh as well, didn't he? Because I can just kind of hear him laughing. And he would have a long yarn with anybody. Yeah, lovely. He's a real chatterbox, isn't he? I don't normally talk like this when I'm working, so this is definitely him. And it's like he could talk all day. And I just feel like I want to put my hand up on a fence and just kind of have a really long chat with you. All right. And what's he doing? He's showing me something now. He used to make things, didn't he? Not that they were particularly useful necessarily all the time, but he's showing me, like, did he make his own fishing rod or something? Or has someone recently started fishing? Because he's just given me a fishing rod, but it's like it's homemade. It's like cobbled together with bits, and he just made it. It like does the same job as a fishing rod, so it's just making me want to do that, like throw the line out. So either he fished or he's showing it in a symbolic way for someone that's doing some fishing or of sorts. whether or not for real fish. Bird tables. He did fish, and my hubby. Right, brilliant. Okay, because he's just given me this fishing rod. All right, and I've never fished in my life, but it's quite good fun. It feels. I might have a go. But he's just. I'm just wanting to laugh with this man because he's such a lovely man. Right. Okay. He would talk, wouldn't he? Right. Oh, bless him. All right. He's gone. It's just right. I'm off now. And there he is. There he isn't. He's gone. But I feel it could be like, much as he liked to talk, he could get distracted quite easily as well sometimes. He's just gone.
Oh, bless. I know the feeling. I get distracted very easily. Alison, I can. Oh, dear. Hi, Dorothy. Love Light and Learning to all. Amazing, Alison, as always. You really are. Pamela's saying thank you. I'll just pop that on screen. Thank you for the lovely message. And she's right. Carol must have needed all those people this evening, because that sometimes does happen, doesn't it? That the same person keeps reoccurring, and then they start to feel a bit awkward that it's me again, you know.
Yeah.
But it does happen. We do see it. So yeah, it's really nice that everybody understands. Oh yeah, look, I feel so blessed. It's really nice that everybody understands that happens, and that it's because that person needs it. Tracy's saying lovely messages. There were indeed, Tracy. Alison, thank you for a wonderful evening. How can people contact you if they wanted to see you, speak to you, you know?
Ooh, yeah, I've got Facebook page, Aaron-Stead Spiritual Medium, as it says on there. And I've also got a website as well, which is Aaron-Stead-medium.co.uk. I had to think then. And I'm also on Instagram as well, so you can find me there as well.
There you go. See, that's lovely. Oh, thank you ever so much. Could I get you to do the closing prayer for us, please?
Of course you can.
Thank you very much.
You'd like to find your happy, comfortable place again. And we'll just send our love and our thoughts out to Spirit, to our loved ones and friends who have gathered in the heavens to join us together this evening. We give thanks for their time, for their energy, and most of all for their love, for the light that they shine down and shower around us, illuminating and brightening our path every day, allowing us to walk not in darkness but in light, allowing us to find joy, not hardship, and allowing us to find what it is that we need, that love and that connection and that joy in the unity of eternal life. And so we ask that Spirit keep everyone safe and full of joy until you are next able to meet together. Amen.
Amen. Lord, keep us safe this night, secure from all our fears. May angels guard us while we sleep, till morning light appears. Amen.
Amen.
We've gone back to singing that now in church on a Thursday. But I'll do that because everybody else drowns me out. So it's not my dulcet tones on the screen. But it's great to sing it. Sorry.
No. I was just going to say, I love that doxy or whatever they call it at the end. I love that one.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? I like that. Yeah, that's it. There she's. Look, first time I've seen you, but hope it's not the last. Really enjoyed it. How nice.
Oh, thank you.
Good night, stay safe. Oh, we've got some lovely people, and if you get a chance, Alison, because this stays as a recording on the Facebook, if you get a chance, just have a look back at some of the nice comments there for you, because it's really nice to do that, isn't it?
Oh, thank you.
You don't get a chance really, because you try and sort of do your mediumship and keep up with the messages, and I can imagine it's very, very difficult. So you did amazing. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's really funny. I did my first in-person service a week and a half ago, and it was really quite strange, because you get used to working in this way, and then to go back and working in person, they had legs and everything. It was really strange.
And you've got to change your slippers to your shoes.
Yes. That was a last minute debacle, I'll tell you.
Yeah, nobody sees what's on the bottom half, do they? Some things are best left unsaid. Oh, dear. Thank you ever so much for this evening. Next week we've got Gordon Walsh on live with us at 7 o'clock. Thursday we will be live in church tomorrow with Angela Carroll and Libby Cook that are coming quite a long way to be with us. For us, we're really excited to see them. They're full of energy. When Libby's online with us, she absolutely wears me out. So I'm going to be tomorrow night with two of them. I think I'll take a nice pillow to church with me. That might be the way forward. Oh dear. And Friday mornings we've been doing bingo, Alison. Bingo at the church, yeah. And do you know, last week we were packed out, and what a laugh. Yeah, it was such a laugh. We were on for about 2 hours, and I said, I'm going to have to come to an end because I've got to go and do other things. But it was such good fun, and everybody's spirits were lifted, which is what we're trying to do, of course. So thank you again for joining us this evening. I'm going to do the closing credits now. Let you go and finish your cup of coffee and see your lovely little dashhound Wilbur. Thank you ever so much, Alison. Everybody, you know where I am if you need me. You all know how to find me and contact me if you need my help. I'm there for you. All right. And that's the same for you, Alison. If I can help you, I will.
Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind.
You're welcome. All right. Good night. And God bless everybody.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.